The Hellcat has been sentenced to death by electrocution. It is a really, really sad day. Hey guys, I'm Nate. Welcome back to the channel. So what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about this article in Motor Authority that they did an interview with Dodge boss Tim Kuniskis, and got some sad news for you guys if you haven't heard it already. Well, the Hellcats are on their last leg. So Dodge is doing this 24 months of Never Live campaign. As part of that, they're releasing something new every month. But basically, what's going to happen is the Hellcat, as we know it, which means this powertrain in the Challenger and Charger, is not going to be around after 2023. So we're in 2021 now. You've got another couple of years at best if you want to get one of these cars, and after that you're not going to be able to get one new anymore unless some dealer has it sitting around in their showroom at some ridiculous markup. And what will happen in 2024 is the electric vehicle come out. So if you saw my previous video, we talked about the Dodge electric vehicle. What could that be? What could that look like? Part of this announcement is, I guess we're going to get a sneak peek at the concept in the first quarter of 2022. So within a few months, we should actually have a pretty good idea of what that car is going to look like. At least the concept. Concept to reality, things change, but look at the concept Challenger to the reality Challenger. Pretty close. A little bit, things change a little bit, but for the most part, it was pretty much the same car. But that's it. The 6.2 liter supercharged V8 not going to be around after 2023. And really, their main reason for it was they just don't want to keep paying fines. So after 2023, the government's going to start imposing emission fines on these vehicles. Dodge or Stellantis, yeah, they're not about to pay those fines. So that's it. The Durango with the Hellcat, that was a one-year model. I think the same reason. So they only did that for a year and that was it. Special edition. So if you got your Durango Hellcat, well, Hawaiian. But yeah, so back to this. That's it. You want to get your car. And so now everything kind of makes sense. This whole Jailbreak edition that saw my previous video, check that out to see what the Jailbreak's about. Very similar to what Dodge did with the Viper when they were sending it off. They had this program where you could basically custom order a Viper, make it a one of one, just like you could do with the Jailbreak edition, and tunnel. And then you would basically have a one of one Viper, and shortly thereafter, I don't remember if that was the last year or not, they killed the Viper. So it seems like they're going to be doing the same thing here with the Hellcat, same playbook. You can order your Jailbreak edition for the next couple of years, and then after that, you're done. So you could get a really unique Jailbreak edition Hellcat and then call it a day. So what happened to Vipers though after that? Well, so Viper is one of my all-time favorite cars. I love it. I just like the way it looks, everything. I think the Viper, for me, I personally prefer it much more over the Corvette. I just think it has a much more, I don't know, it just has this very supercar presence to it. Plus the fact that it has a V10 in it, that sounds glorious, right? I really regret not picking up a Viper back then when they were actually selling a pretty steep discount under MSRP because they weren't able to move them right before they discontinued them. And now Viper prices are through the roof. They're easily over 100 grand for Viper. Yeah, I'm not getting into a Viper anytime soon. Is that what's going to happen with the Hellcat? Maybe. I mean, the Hellcat obviously is in a lot larger production than the Viper, but I feel like the Hellcats are also suffering, every car is suffering from this shortage of everything, right? Car shortages, chip shortages, whatever shortages. You can order a Hellcat, but it's going to take you a long time to get one. So because of that, there are not going to be a ton of Hellcats out probably for the next year. I don't know if it's going to continue until they discontinue them, but that kind of sucks too. So you got this like last 2 years to get your Hellcat. You may not even be able to get one, or it's going to be a while before you get one. So anyways, moral of the story is if you want a Hellcat, jump on that quick, because these cars have just been put on their limited lease on life and they're not going to be around after a couple of years. All of these announcements you kind of also have to take with somewhat skepticism, because basically what he said was, and what they confirmed is, this car will not be available in this powertrain as we know it. So what does that mean? Are they going to come out with some other powertrain? Maybe, but given the fact that they're discontinuing this thing because of emissions fines, I doubt you're going to see anything tasty on that. For performance, it's going to be electric coming up next. Now, the other thing he did mention in that announcement is whatever electric powertrain they're working on, they're waiting for patents to be approved or something like that before they come announced. Maybe that's what we're going to see on the concept. The patents will finally be done. They're trying to do electrification different from anyone else. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with here. What are they going to do that's different from just putting a motor on a wheel and calling it a day? The other two nuggets I got in this, which I thought were pretty funny, is, okay, so guys, sorry to disappoint whoever was asking for it, but there will not be a Pacifica with a Hellcat engine. And the other thing he mentioned is there also will not be a Hellcat in a Wrangler, at least from the factory, because it's a little sketchy having so much power with that type of center of gravity. So those two things, any of y'all that were waiting for that and hoping that they were going to come out with something like that, forget it, that's not happening. So what does this mean for me? Well, not much has really changed from my last video. Check that out on the Dodge electric vehicle. You can see that for what I think the new EV might look like. We'll see, I guess. I'm still holding on to this thing. There's some signs here that we may need to do some work on this Hellcat coming up soon. And so, yeah, stay tuned. I'll talk about that in my next video that's coming up next week. But yeah, I still love this car. That supercharger whine brings a smile to my face every time I drive this car. I just can't imagine an electric car, even with the instant torque and all of that stuff, just giving me the same emotions that this car does. Any of you guys that you want to get into a Hellcat, jump on that now. You don't want to wait till it's too late and then they don't make them anymore and suddenly used prices go through the roof, even more so than they are right now. You could probably get one within 6 months. I think the issue is finding one with a manual is significantly harder than finding one with an automatic nowadays. Got a couple of years, but that couple of years is going to come real quick, especially with the shortages. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Check out these next videos, and I'll see you there. Thanks. Bye.